Good morning. I woke up earlier than I normally do this morning um, with this energy of just being so excited for life and it's like that kid, I felt like a kid on Christmas morning that's getting up and ready to just you know like that excitement, or like when you were a kid and it was Saturday morning and you had all these fun things that you wanted to do, or it was like summer and you didn't have school and you just every day you wake up early because there's something fun that you want to do. And that's how I felt when I woke up this morning. And it reminded me of like that little scene in Toy Story where Sid had plans, right? And he wakes up and he goes, "Oh yeah!" He gets excited for his plans, even though they were kind of a little sinister. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm feeling today, and I have been getting up a little bit earlier for the past several days, and it's just that like my energy is coming back to me, and I really feel like it has a lot to do with that the heavy energies that were stuck in my body that have been released, and now it's like, oh, it's freeing me up, so I'm not carrying around so much of that heavy energy that I was carrying before, and so it feels really good. And I was reminded of some things that I like to do, and I've been doing them even during this last summer. I've been doing some of those things, but this morning, like I said, I woke up like that kid, like Sid, and I had in mind something that I wanted to do today, and I'm gonna do that later. But yeah, like that wet rag, that dirty wet rag energy of the world that we feel sometimes. It just feels like that energy is like leaving and being replaced with the youthful energy that I had when I was growing up, and before before life got a chokehold on me and squeezed all the playfulness out of me. Not all of it, because I have maintained some standard of playfulness throughout my life, but honestly, that heavy energy that has been accumulated over time, like that's what I'm talking about. Like that stuff was like, it just got so heavy, and it got to where life was a drag, a wet rag. And yeah, I just and it the whole point of this life is we're supposed to enjoy it. We're supposed to enjoy being ourselves and learn how to be ourselves, and our true selves. And yeah, so I just want to do more of what makes me happy, and I have been doing that, and it feels really good, and it's helping me to heal and to enjoy my life again, like I did when I was carefree and playful as a child. I mean, obviously there were things that had to be done and things I didn't like to do, but it was more when I got into the I would say more into teens or adult life. That's when things started to really change and become heavy and burdensome, and when life became less enjoyable, and I became less and less of myself. I lost myself along the way because the world kept telling me what I needed to be, and kept telling me that I wasn't good enough the way that I am, and that I needed to change and be like this, be this certain way because this is what is acceptable. And so I lost that part of me, that childlike, playful, carefree, uninhibited, like, part of me where I could just be myself and like play and get along with others nicely. I lost that, and I have been getting that back. And I wanted to share something with you, because first of all, I wanted, going along with that idea of doing what makes you happy, because I really feel like that is important, that we get taught to trade in what makes us happy for something else that we consider necessary. Or okay, I'm just gonna get into this. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you a collage that I did. I don't know how old I was. I think I was, I don't know, I was maybe 15 or 16, maybe, in high school art class, and I did I did a collage. And at the time, I honestly don't remember what was going on and why I made this collage, but I feel like I'm starting to really understand it now. Like maybe this was like a little I don't know, a little breadcrumb I left myself for now, for this part of my life, because yeah, anyway. I'm gonna just show you. We used magazines to make a collage. Can you see this? On the top, it says, "Following the money trail." And you can see that there's this trail of money that leads down into like this big, I'm gonna say this is like a watering hole, like a, somewhere where, see, there's a big tiger right there, and I've always loved tigers and big cats and stuff, but like there's a big tiger right there at the watering hole, and there's this girl, and I'm just gonna say this, maybe this represents me. I think it probably does now, for sure. She's like super happy and just like, I don't know, doing something that she really enjoys doing, and just so happy being herself. I don't know what it is that she's doing that's making her so happy, but the thing that she's doing, she's following the money trail. Like she's trying to use her gifts, talents, things that make her happy in order to get to this big pile of money, right? Where she's she's going to drink it all in, and life's going to be, you know, we have been taught to trade ourselves for money. We've been taught that you need to trade yourself. And they need to follow the money path. And then that will bring you happiness, and that will bring you everything you need, you know, like that will quench your thirst. And I can tell you, I have done this so many times with the things that I love to do. I have taken my joy that I'm already feeling the joy that comes from doing the things that I love to do. Okay? But somebody at some point taught me, well, you need to try to make money, you need to do this, you know, to truly be happy. You need to trade that, you know, for money. Trade who you are for money. Okay? In order to really get what you want. But what I didn't realize until, you know, years later, and like as life goes on and you learn these lessons over and over, is that every time I tried to focus on the money and follow the money trail, every time I did that, I lost some of myself. I lost some of that joy that I was feeling just purely from doing the thing I love to do. Some of that energy that I felt naturally just from doing the things I love to do, you know, like when you're in the zone and you're just pure joy, and yeah, I lost some of that along the way, you know, trying to get to here. And yeah, I mean, when she starts out on that, you know, we start out on that trail, we think, ooh, yes, you know, this is where I'm going and this is what I want. When you already have what you want, you already have the joy, you already have what it is that gift, that talent, that creative thing that you like to do. It already brings you the joy as you're creating it. And you have it already. But you get sucked in to the idea that you need to follow this money trail. And you need to, you know, like, this is where it's at. This is where the joy is. But the joy is here. The joy is taking your own path through life and doing the things that you love to do. That's where the real joy is. If you happen to come across, you know, a nice watering hole of money that quenches your need for sustenance, you know, like to sustain your ability to survive, you know, in a financial way, but you know, but let's just call this abundance, okay? You know, if that happens for you, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying money is bad. I'm just saying when you follow the money trail, that becomes your focus. And then you shift your focus from the joy that you feel when you're creating and when you're doing something that you love to do. That shifts into this feeling of, I need to make money. It's a feeling of lack where you don't feel like you have the thing that you need to have, but you already have it. You already have it. You already have the joy that you're seeking. And we just become disillusioned by the money trail. We become disillusioned into thinking that we don't already have what we're seeking. When we do, we have it already. Okay? I don't know how to say this. These are lessons that I've been learning over so many years of forgetting that I'm already whole. I'm already complete. I'm already in my joy, and then I get trapped into this money trail. And this could represent other things too. It doesn't have to be money, but like some other kinds of energy that tell you that, no, you're not happy unless you have this and this and this. And it's that same kind of energy that steals from your real joy. And you go along the path. And you get down here to this big place, watering hole of where this abundance of money or whatever it is, success, and you find that, oh my gosh, there's this tiger right here waiting for me. I didn't know there was going to be a tiger at the watering hole. I didn't know that now I'm going to have to face this tiger. And I don't know the tiger's intention. I don't know if the tiger's just there just to drink their water too. I don't know if it will feel threatened because now I'm down there and it doesn't want to share, and it just get out of here. Or maybe it will try to steal from me. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what this tiger represents, and I'm still not sure. It might be, like in the song I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, like in that song where she says the tigers come at night, where the voice is soft as thunder, and they tear your dreams apart. Yeah, that might be what that is. I'm not sure, but I hope you're getting the idea that I'm getting now about this, and I feel like it is sort of a breadcrumb that I left for myself, and that I feel like I have been learning these lessons, and I just want to encourage you to take a look at, are you selling your soul? Are you selling all your joy? Are you selling off all your joy for a paycheck or for something that somebody told you that you need, you know, do we need the big cars? Do we need the big houses? What do we actually need? You know, we tell ourselves that we need so many things that we don't actually need. The thing we do need is we need to have purpose. We need to have joy. We need to have a reason to get up in the morning and like feel alive and feel like, hey, you know, like, oh yeah, I forgot. I want to do that today. And just feel the joy in each moment. And yes, some things we will have to do, you know, like you just have to take out the garbage. You still have to, you know, there's things that you have to do. Some people, yes, they still need to work, but try to align yourself as much as possible with the thing that brings you joy. You know, try to make sure that the thing that you do for money is, you know, and that you're not just doing it for the money, especially when you're doing the things that you love to do. Try to keep the focus on just doing it because you love it and not doing it for the money. Because when you get that mindset of, you know, when you start to focus on the money, it becomes less, the thing that you like doing becomes less enjoyable. It steals a part of that joy from you. And so anyway, yeah, don't let the tigers come at night and steal your joy. Okay, enough of this. So following the money trail, I've learned that's not the way to happiness. You already have your happiness. You already have your joy. When you were a kid, you didn't think about, how can I make money? How can I make money? I mean, maybe you did, but it was done in a more playful way. Like, did you ever do like a lemonade stand or something like that, or like a like I did a snow cone stand one time in the middle of winter. That was really fun. But like, I was playing. I wasn't trying to actually make a buttload of money. You know, that's not, my focus was on the creative part of it. And that was what brought me the joy as I was going through that experience. You know, I wasn't focusing on the end result of, I want money. I was focusing on, hey, I just want to do this. I want to express myself this way because this feels fun. So like with my snow cone stand, I did it right in the front yard. You know, I built a whole, like, you know, like, you know, sometimes you build forts and stuff like that out of snow. Well, I didn't do that. I just built like a, like an area, like sort of like, I don't know, a restaurant, or I don't know what you call it, but like this round area where you go in and you have seats where you can sit down, you know, and but it didn't have like it wasn't an igloo, or it didn't have a ceiling or anything, but I just wanted a place where people could come in and sit down if they wanted to. So I built that. That took time, and that was really fun. It was a good, you know, and then after I did that, I gathered some clean snow, not yellow snow. And when I did this, I was probably about 7. I don't know, about 7 years old, I would say. And so I got some clean snow, went in the house, made some Kool-Aid, brought it out with a pitcher and some cups. and I must have made a sign too. I don't remember for sure, but like brought that out, and started making snow cones and selling them. And people bought them. Why did they buy them? Because I was a cute 7-year-old? Probably. But also because they were playing along with me and they were enjoying that I had created something out of nothing, and and that I was enjoying that process, and they could see that, and so they wanted to be part of it, and so that's what they did. They became my customer, and some of my, I don't know, my brother or a friend helped me with the snow cone stand, and it wasn't a big production or anything. It was just we were just playing. It was fun. And I've done lemonade stands, and I've done, my own little yard sales when I was, a kid, and you bring out like the toys that you're willing to part with, and you put it on a big blanket, and people come and buy your stuff. And mostly I just really liked the feeling of playing yard sale and playing snow cone or lemonade stand. I was playing the whole time. That's what I was doing. I wasn't completely focused on the money. That was not my goal. My goal was enjoy it, enjoy the process of building something and creating something. And I think we forget how to do that as we get older, because it becomes all about the money and all about what you get in return, instead of realizing that you already have the joy and that you can enjoy the process. And especially more if you don't focus on the money. So yeah, so my thoughts are, do more of what makes you happy. Do that. Figure out what it is that still makes you happy, makes you feel alive, makes you feel the joy while you're doing it. That's your main reward. And that's what makes life worth living, is the little pieces of joy that you feel while you're doing something, and looking at something that you've created and admiring that. But like, don't only wait until you've finished something, but enjoy looking at how it's all the stages. Look at your creations in all their stages and enjoy that, and celebrate each step along the way. Don't wait for completion and wait for, well, I can't, don't save your joy for when something is completed. That's another thing that we have been taught to do, which it's stealing from ourselves, because you can experience that joy throughout the whole process. You don't have to save it for when you finish something, and save it for when you reach your goal, your outcome that you're trying to get to. Because sometimes we don't complete things, and so then how do we feel if that's our mindset? If we save everything for completion and we only celebrate when we've finished a project that we're really proud of, but let's say What about those times when you abandon your project, or you don't, for whatever reason, something, life happens and you don't finish it and you can't get back to it? Or, you know, how do you feel? How do you feel with incomplete projects, incomplete goals, that unreached goals that you have? How do you feel about yourself? I would say that you probably don't feel as good about yourself because you associate finishing the project with the joy. You've held back the joy for that moment where it's finished, it's done, and now I can celebrate. If you do it that way, what I've learned is that you're only stealing your joy. Enjoy the journey. And we have been taught that by many people, but I think I didn't quite really understand it as well as I do now. And, you know, knowing that the little things are actually the big things. The little things are the things to celebrate. Celebrate all along the way. And celebrate you all along the way, and celebrate being yourself and loving yourself and enjoying everything that you get to do. And for those things that feel like they're not really the things that you want to do, but they're things that you feel like you need to do because it's helping to sustain you in some way, but maybe it doesn't spark as much joy, you know, kind of like you know how Marie Kondo talks about, does this spark joy? If there's still some things that we have to keep in our lives that maybe don't spark as much joy as other things, or maybe they don't spark joy at all, and some things we have to pay attention to, but not for, it doesn't have to be the bulk of our life, right? With those things, I feel like you can still find some element of joy in them, by gamifying it, by, you know, I like to call it joy hunting. You know, sometimes you have to look a little harder to find the joy, but that in itself, you know, where you're seeking it, you're trying to find the treasure. When you look at it that way, then the mundane things that are not like the things that excite you as much as your hobbies and your passions, they can become as almost as enjoyable as the things you love to do, with the right kind of perspective, and, you know, allowing yourself to just go on a joy hunt and find the magic and the joy in each moment that you are in. And one of the best ways to do that is to feel gratitude, and to be present. So being present, you know, present and mindful in the moment, like not thinking in the past, not thinking in the future, but like being like right here, right now, in whatever it is that you're doing or feeling or thinking, like being in the moment, and being the observer, you know, where you're observing like even just observing yourself, being in the moment, being very present, and feeling the love and the gratitude for whatever that moment is, whatever it is that you are doing. You're fully intentional and experiencing that moment in its fullness with all of your senses. And yeah, so washing dishes can become a beautiful experience when you do it that way. Folding laundry can also become that kind of experience. And, doing other things, I don't know, being at a job that maybe you're not happy to be at the moment. If you, like I said, if you practice that wherever you are at the time, wherever you are, whatever task you're doing, if you can focus on that with gratitude and presence in the moment, and then your eyes are open and you can find the little nugget. You can find because there is always something hidden within each moment. There's always a treasure, a little pocket of joy of something. There's always a gift in each moment, and we can find that, and it can make that moment so beautiful. And then as you do that in each moment of your life, and you start collecting all of those little, kind of like in a game where you're collecting, I don't know, stuff, and it gives you points or whatever. But you're not doing it for the points in life, right? You're doing it because you're collecting the joy. You're collecting what makes you happy. You're finding the joy in everything. You're not only finding the joy in the things that you love to do, but now you're also finding the joy in the things that you usually don't like to do, and that's not what your passion is, but you're still able to enjoy each moment by doing it this way. And then it fills your soul. It helps you to feel alive. It helps you to feel like life is worth living. And yeah, but I do feel, though, that having that mindset is very helpful, but I also feel like you need to feel like you have the freedom to be your true self along with that. And then that's where, when you can bring those things together, that's when you start to really experience the magic of what this life is. And that's what I'm feeling. And I still have my tug of war with the way I used to be and the way I am now, and like the tug of war of ideas, programming that's still somewhat stuck in my subconscious, that's still running part of the show. I still have that. I'm working on removing and replacing those programs, so that they can support me in being my true, authentic self, so that I can be the happiest version of me. And yeah, so I'm gonna so I had the idea this morning, before all of this, like that I was reminded that oh yeah, kind of thing that I was talking about with Sid. He remembered something that he was planning to do, that he liked to do, and he was excited to do that day. And he woke up in the morning and remembered that. Well, the thing for me that I felt that today was I've written some children's stories, and I've hit a roadblock on some of them because I had this desire to to write the stories, but then also to illustrate them. And this is almost like feeling the same way as like with my songs that I like to write. I write the lyrics, but then I have a hard time getting the other piece of it, which is the music part of it, which I'm just at a it's not that I don't know how to write any music. I do know how to do some of that, but there's like all these my skills are not at the level as the lyric writing. So it's not coming together the way that I would like it to. And I feel much the same way with my children's stories. They're picture books, right? I have my stories that I wrote, and then I have my but I have a hard time figuring out, like, how do I want to illustrate this, and yeah, so struggling with that. But this morning, I woke up and I remembered, oh yeah, and the oh yeah was like, I just really, it was like that, the snow cone stand. I just want to make a snow cone stand and have fun and enjoy it. Well, I feel like that with all the things that I do. I just want to enjoy it. I just want to share it. I just want to express and be me and enjoy this creative process. And I want to share the story. And so I thought to myself, why am I letting this be a big, huge obstacle? It's not a big deal. It's fine to just go ahead and share what I've already done. And, maybe the illustrations and the music, for these projects, maybe that stuff can come later. Maybe it's not, maybe, like I was saying, maybe I can celebrate what I've already done, celebrate the process, and like enjoy the playfulness and the process of creating, and not be so attached to, well, it has to look this way, this story has to have the pictures with it before I can share it, that sort of thing. Like, why does it have to? Because we've heard many stories as children, where maybe somebody sat by your bedside and told you, made up a story or whatever, a bedtime story, and you sat there and you listened to it, and you just created the pictures in your mind, right? So does it mean that, for me to share something that I've written, does it have to have the pictures with it? No. And that's what I realized this morning. And I was like, what a relief, because this is stuff that just wants to be shared, and I just need to do that and not worry about outcomes, and enjoy that process along the way, and celebrate every little thing. And not worry about perfection, not worry about completion, but just share freely and not worry about money, not worry about, trying to put out a book and make money off of it, and do those sort of things. Because, if that happens, that's fine, but it's not the goal. The goal is to enjoy the things that I'm doing, because they're things I love to do. Do more of the things that you love to do. And don't worry about all of the other things that are really just mostly distractions and stealing your joy from you. So I hope this was helpful in some way. So I will be sharing some of my stories. I only have one book that's illustrated. The other ones are not yet. If it happens later, then I'll share the books in their completed state as well. And same goes for my songs. Like, I'm fine with sharing my lyrics, and if those songs, if the lyrics actually turn into completed projects with the music, then I'll share that too. But I've decided that I'm not going to allow myself to steal my own joy by not sharing the things and not celebrating them along the way. I'm going to just keep sharing what makes me happy, because that's really the most important thing, is to collect the joy along the way. So, all right. Long video, but I hope it helps somebody. And I hope you do more of what brings you joy, and do it for that reason only. Do it because it brings you joy. Okay.